What I'm going to do now is I'm going to write a deconstructor method in the account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy this v1 object, and I'm also going to clear my computer memory of the properties that are associated with the v1 object. Okay, so remember the fields or properties are defined up here. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to write a new method here. I'm going to call this one deconstructor. I'm going to go public because public visibility, because I need to be able to access that constructor from this file here. Okay, public void because this is a deconstructor, and in this case it doesn't return any values. And I'm going to call this one finalize. Alright, now when I do this, something special happens here. I'll show you later. Okay, notice a little green triangle over here. We'll deal with that later. And then I'm going to go this dot finalize like that. Okay, so here's my deconstructor, and in this case the deconstructor is you notice that these two are the same, but they're different. I'm sorry, but this little lesson that's going to be about 10 minutes long is going to be the most complicated thing that the easiest and most complicated thing that you've ever seen. Okay, so from here I'm going to destroy the object now. So I'm going to deconstruct or destroy the object. Alright, and I'm going to go v1 dot and here it is. Isn't Eclipse cool? So finalize. Alright, there. Okay, so here's what's happening. So here I create an object called v1 of the type account, okay, and I'm passing it 3 parameters, okay, to the constructor method, and the constructor method is going to receive these parameters under n first, n last, and initial variables, and is going to set the properties n first, n last, and initial, and the setters, okay, are here: set name, okay, set name, and set val, and the properties that it sets are up here, okay, and it's going to set these 3 properties for this object, and this refers to the object that calls the constructor method, in which case it's v1. So again, for people in my class, for students in my class, I'm positive that you're going to have to repeat what I just said, like quite a number of times to figure this out, and I expect questions. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to deconstruct. I'm going to destroy this object. Okay, and here's my deconstructor method, and this line here destroys the object for this object. This referring to the object that called finalize, in which case it is v1. Now when I destroy this object and I try to access the fields, okay, all of that same object, I'm going to come up with an error, as you see down below, because I already tested out. You'll run, okay, and it's going to come up with an error because these 3 fields no longer exist because I destroyed this object. Okay, now by calling a deconstructor, by destroying this object, what I've basically done is I'm running this deconstructor method, and between this bracket here and this bracket here, I define the algorithm or the instructions on what to do when this object is destroyed. So in this case, all I'm doing is I'm just destroying it and freeing up the memory. Now what I could also do is for the example I gave you in the beginning of this tutorial, is I could do the Pac-Man thing where I could go like total dots equals total dots minus 1, and I could go if total dots is equal to 0, alright, then go to next level, else keep going, or something like that. So that could very well as easily be my my algorithm. So in finalize, when you destroy an object, you can define whatever you want to happen before you actually destroy this object. Okay. Now in this case here of a bank account program, it's very likely that you're not going to be counting the dots left in the video game. But what you might do before you destroy a client object is you might want to clear the database, zero the bounces for the client. Okay, and then here you're going to destroy that client, and all destroy that client and clear memory. So in other words, what you do before you destroy the object, okay, the algorithm that you define is totally up to you, and that is one of the that is one of the two things that are so useful for a deconstructor, is to clear the memory and to clean up whatever things you need to do after you're done with the object. And everyone remembers and knows how to create objects, but not that many people decide to finalize or clear objects after they're done with it. Without getting into too much detail, Java actually takes care of this automatically for you, which is kind of a good thing in a way. It's good to have things done automatically for you. However, it's kind of a bad thing in that if you're a beginner programmer or developer and you don't even know about this, and Java takes care of it automatically for you, then you'll never learn about it. So it's kind of good and a bad thing. Anyways, okay, so let's wrap it up for this one. And in the next lesson, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain how this works and what this little green triangle is for, and what does it mean to override. What is override, and what is the object class?